In ancient times, when kingdoms were ruled by honor and betrayal was paid for in blood, there lived a just and powerful king known as King Gareth of Arameer. King Gareth was not feared for cruelty, but respected for fairness. He listened to the weak, judged with wisdom, and never allowed pride to blind his heart. His people loved him, and his kingdom prospered. But not all hearts were pure. Among those closest to him was his younger brother, Prince Salen, a man consumed by envy. While Gareth carried the burden of the crown with humility, Salen desired power without responsibility. Each cheer for the king fed the fire of hatred inside his brother's chest. Salen believed the throne should have been his. And so, betrayal was born. One night, under the disguise of brotherly affection, Salen offered King Gareth a drink mixed with a slow-acting poison. Hours later, as the king's body weakened, Salen ordered his guards to take Gareth far into the Blackwind Desert, a place where no man survived long. They left him there, half-conscious, beneath a sky filled with merciless stars. Salen returned to the capital and declared the king dead. The crown was stolen, the throne was seized, and justice was buried beneath sand. The poison burned through Gareth's veins. His vision blurred. His body collapsed onto the freezing desert ground. The nights were cruel, colder than death itself, and the winds screamed like ghosts. As darkness closed in, Gareth noticed something nearby. A dead camel. With the last strength left in his broken body, he crawled toward it. He tore open its side and climbed inside the lifeless carcass, using its thick hide to shield himself from the freezing night. There, surrounded by death, the king refused to die. Fever raged through him. Poison fought his will. But Gareth whispered prayers into the darkness and survived the night. At dawn, faint and barely breathing, he was discovered. The woman of the desert. An elderly Bedouin woman named Mara was traveling with her blind daughter, Leora, searching for water. When Mara saw the broken man emerging from the camel's body, she nearly fled in fear until she saw his eyes. Eyes of a king. Eyes of a man betrayed. Ignoring danger, Mara and Leora carried him to their humble tent. They gave him water, treated his wounds with desert herbs, and nursed him for days. They did not know who he was, and he did not tell them. Leora, the blind flower. Leora was blind from birth, yet she saw the world more clearly than most. She spoke gently, listened deeply, and sensed the pain Gareth tried to hide. Over time, Gareth recovered, but discovered something heartbreaking. Leora was slowly dying. A rare illness consumed her strength, and only one legendary plant, known as the silver thorn, could heal her. It grew deep within the mountains of ash, a place feared even by warriors. Without hesitation, Gareth made a vow. "I owe you my life," he told them, "and I will repay it." The journey of loyalty. Against all reason, Gareth set out alone to find the silver thorn. He crossed burning plains, climbed deadly cliffs, and faced wild beasts guarding the mountain paths. He nearly died, again, but at last he found the plant. Bloodied, exhausted, and victorious, Gareth returned to Mara and Leora. The medicine restored Leora's strength, and for the first time in her life, her sight returned. She saw Gareth and knew his soul. Only then did Gareth reveal the truth. He was not a wanderer. He was not a beggar. He was the rightful king of Arameer. Mara wept. Leora trembled. But Gareth knelt before them and swore loyalty, not dominance. "I will reclaim my kingdom," he said. "Not for revenge, but for justice." Gareth traveled to the northern lands and sought aid from the powerful Stonehawk clan, a warrior tribe known for honoring truth. When they learned of Salen's betrayal, they pledged their swords. Together, they marched. The final battle shook the kingdom. Salen's forces crumbled under the strength of rightful rule and earned loyalty. Salen was captured, brought before Gareth. The traitor begged for death, but Gareth did not give it. "Mercy stronger than steel." "I forgive you," Gareth said, "not because you deserve it, but because I refuse to become you." Salen was exiled forever. The crown returned to its true owner. A promise fulfilled. Gareth returned to the desert. He kept his vow. He married Leora, the blind girl who once saved a dying man without knowing he was a king. She became Queen Leora, beloved by the people, a symbol of compassion and loyalty. Together, they ruled with justice. King Gareth did not recover quickly. Even after the poison had left his body, its shadow remained inside him. At night, His hands trembled. His dreams were filled with fire, sand, and the face of his brother Salen, smiling as the desert swallowed him. Yet every morning, Gareth forced himself to rise. Not as a king, but as a man who owed his life. The old woman Mara watched him carefully. She had lived long enough in the desert to recognize strength hidden beneath silence. She knew this stranger carried a past heavier than his wounds. Her daughter Leora, though blind, sensed it even more deeply. "You walk like someone who once commanded others," she said softly one evening. Gareth said nothing. Days passed, and Gareth noticed something troubling. Leora's strength was fading. She laughed less. She breathed with difficulty. Her steps grew weaker. One night, Mara finally spoke the truth. "There is an illness," she said, her voice breaking. "It has taken many in our tribe before. My daughter was born blind, but this sickness, it is worse. It is slowly killing her." Gareth felt a sharp pain in his chest, one not caused by poison. "Is there no cure?" he asked. Mara hesitated. "There is only a legend," she replied. "A plant called the silver thorn. It grows far beyond the desert, in the mountains of ash. No one who went there ever returned." Gareth did not hesitate. "Then I will go." Mara stared at him in disbelief. "You are still weak," she said, "and you owe us nothing." Gareth knelt before her. "I owe you everything," he said. "You saved my life when the world abandoned me. I was once a man who ruled others, and I failed to protect my own blood. I will not fail again." Leora reached out and touched his hand. "Why would you risk your life for me?" she asked gently. Gareth closed his eyes. "Because once I was left to die," he answered. "And someone chose mercy." Gareth set out alone. The mountains of ash were not merely dangerous, they were cursed. The air burned the lungs, and the ground was covered in sharp, black stone. Wild beasts roamed freely, and the nights were colder than the desert itself. On the third night, Gareth was attacked by mountain wolves. He fought with a broken sword. He bled. He fell. But he rose again, because a king who has lost everything fears nothing. At dawn of the seventh day, he found it, the silver thorn. Its leaves shimmered like moonlight, and its roots were stained with blood, proof that many had died trying to claim it. Gareth collapsed beside it, laughing through tears. When Gareth returned to the tent, Mara fell to her knees. She believed he was dead. With careful hands, she prepared the medicine. Leora drank it slowly, unaware of what was about to change her life. That night, she screamed. Mara rushed to her side, but then froze. "Mother," Leora whispered. "I can see." For the first time in her life, light filled her world. And the first face she ever saw was Gareth's. Scarred, exhausted, smiling. In that moment, something unspoken was born between them, stronger than gratitude, deeper than affection. Days later, Gareth finally spoke the truth. "I am not who you think I am," he said. He told them everything. The crown, the betrayal, the poison, the desert. Mara wept. Leora listened in silence. "You are a king," Leora said at last. "Then why are you hiding here?" Gareth's voice hardened. "Because my brother sits on my throne, and my people suffer while a traitor rules." Gareth knew what had to be done. He traveled north to seek the Stonehawk clan, a warrior people who honored justice above blood. When he stood before their council, he did not beg. He told the truth, and truth was enough. The Stonehawk banners were raised. War was coming. News spread like wildfire. The rightful king lived. Villages rose in rebellion. Soldiers deserted Salen's army. Fear entered the usurper's heart. The final battle lasted one day, but its echo lasted a lifetime. Salen was captured alive, dragged before Gareth. "Kill me," Salen begged. "I deserve it." Gareth looked at his brother, not with hatred, but with sorrow. "I lost my crown," Gareth said, "but you lost your soul." He spared him. Salen was exiled forever. The throne was restored, and Gareth returned to the desert, not as a fugitive, but as a king who kept his promises. He married Leora, a blind girl who taught a king how to see. Their story spread across generations, a legend of betrayal and forgiveness, of death and rebirth, of a king who refused to die, and a love that healed a kingdom. Finally, write to us from which country you are watching the story, and do not forget to subscribe and press like.